officer turned private investigator testifying in George Zimmerman's defense. He was paid a $1,500 consulting fee and then $125 an hour by the defense. The Zimmerman team calling Dennis Root as an expert in self-defense, but on cross-examination, prosecutors trying to turn the tables.
There are always options in every force event. It's just a matter of what you as an individual see as being your options.
All right, but the defendant didn't use any other options, did he, other than pulling out the gun?
Well, I mean, if we go down the path where he was the one vocalizing, he did scream for help. He elicited assistance from other people. There were other options. He obviously continued to try to resist. He was doing, as you know, I guess they refer to as the shrimping technique, trying to get and move around. As far as drawing a conclusion, I don't know what else he could have done based on his abilities, because, not to be offensive to Mr. Zimmerman, but he doesn't seem to have any.
Dennis Root joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you were not a fact witness. You were an expert witness, which means that you're allowed to give an opinion. What was the opinion that you gave to the jury? What was, if you sort of narrow it down?
Well, I had to be very cautious in what I said to the jury. My overall opinion was that, based on everything I had reviewed, I had determined that Mr. Zimmerman had not violated any Florida statute, and the use of deadly force in this event was considered to be objectively reasonable. Unfortunately, I couldn't actually say that to the jury, so I had to relate the information the best I could in providing them with insight into how the event unfolded.
Now, the reason that you would not be allowed to do that, because that's the ultimate issue, whether or not that would happen, that would be the jury's job and not yours. And I suppose that's why you weren't permitted to do that. But as I understand it, you testified that Trayvon Martin was capable of physically overtaking George Zimmerman despite the weight differential. Was that one of your opinions?
Oh, absolutely. Based on everything I had seen and I had learned about both of the individuals during my review of the evidence in this case, I came to that conclusion.
Would it have been equally true, though, that George Zimmerman was physically capable to overtake Trayvon Martin? Would the flip side be true, in your opinion?
When you say physically capable, I have to take into consideration everything I know about the gentleman. Weight-wise is the only thing that you could use as a comparison in that regard. Based on his background and training and everything I learned about him, I didn't think he'd have the physical prowess to overtake Trayvon Martin.
What is it that you knew about George Zimmerman's physical abilities or lack thereof? What did you review specifically?
The biggest source of information, or the greatest source of information that I had, was from the gym owner that actually assisted him in training and developed the programs for him to lose the weight and try to get into some other physical type training programs for weight loss and skill development. And he was the greatest source where I learned that Mr. Zimmerman, in fact, was not progressing in any of the physical courses.